The night was quiet when the phone rang at the station. I remember the clock striking past midnight, most of us drained from another long, hopeless shift. When the officer picked up, the voice on the other end was shockingly calm. "This is Edmund Kemper. I've killed my mother, and a friend of hers. I want to turn myself in." For a moment, the room froze. The man we had been chasing, the phantom we could never quite catch, had just walked into our hands with a single phone call. We thought it was a joke at first. Too many prank calls had flooded the station since the murders had gone public. But there was something in his tone, controlled, deliberate, that forced us to listen. Kemper gave details that no outsider could possibly know. Names, places, methods. Each word pinned us further into silence. This wasn't a trick. The monster was calling us himself. When he arrived, escorted by a pair of officers, the air in the room shifted. He was enormous, 6.9, of calm intimidation. No handcuffs could hide the fact that he could crush anyone in that room with sheer strength. Yet he looked strangely at peace. His eyes didn't dart around like other criminals. Instead, he studied us with quiet curiosity, like we were the ones under investigation. I sat across from him in the interrogation room. The tape recorder clicked on, and he began to speak. His voice was steady, unshaken. He confessed not just to his mother's murder, but to every other killing he had committed. He recounted them in order, detail by detail, with the calm precision of a man describing his daily routine. Every word chilled me deeper. He was not burdened by guilt. He was reliving them. What disturbed me most was not his crimes. It was the ease with which he described them. He smiled at times, even chuckled softly, as though he were entertaining us with stories rather than confessing to murders. His intelligence was sharp, his memory flawless, his tone disturbingly polite. For a moment, I forgot I was speaking to a killer, and that realization terrified me more than the blood he spilled. He leaned back, his voice lower now, as if he were letting me in on a secret. I wanted to stop. I really did, but every time, it was her voice, my mother's voice, screaming in my head. Killing was the only way I could silence it. His confession was not just about murder, it was about power, control, and a twisted need to break free from a ghost that lived inside him. And yet, as the hours passed, I realized this was not the end. Kemper wasn't finished. He had more stories, more truths buried deep within his mind. His surrender wasn't closure. It was only the door opening wider into a darkness we hadn't fully seen. As dawn crept through the blinds of the interrogation room, I knew this case was far from over. When the news spread that the FBI wanted to interview Kemper, many of us at the station couldn't believe it. A man who had murdered so many, who had confessed with a smile, was now being treated almost like a consultant. They called it profiling. They said his insights could help catch others like him. But in the pit of my stomach, I wondered, wasn't this exactly what he wanted? To be listened to be important? I sat in the back of the observation room the first time they spoke with him. Through the glass, I watched as Kemper leaned forward, explaining the patterns of killers, the urges, the compulsions. His voice was calm, steady, almost academic. The agents nodded, taking notes as if they were students in his classroom. I felt my skin crawl. The monster had become a teacher. He spoke of triggers and fantasies with chilling precision. He explained how loneliness twisted into anger, how anger grew into obsession, and how obsession demanded release. Listening to him was like staring into a dark mirror. The worst part, he wasn't wrong. His knowledge could save lives, and yet every word felt like poison seeping deeper into the system. As I left that room, I realized the truth. Edmund Kemper wasn't finished shaping his legacy. He had killed with his hands, but now he was shaping minds with his words. Some of my colleagues called him brilliant. I called him dangerous, because monsters don't just kill the body, they infect the future. Years have passed since Kemper was locked away, but his presence never truly left me. Every time I walk into an interrogation room, I remember his calm voice, his steady eyes. He showed me that evil doesn't always come with rage or chaos. It can come with a polite smile, a brilliant mind, and a steady tone. That truth keeps me awake at night. I sometimes wonder if we gave him exactly what he wanted. Behind bars, Kemper found a new kind of stage. The FBI asked for his insights, journalists wanted his interviews, criminologists studied his words. He became part of the very system he once terrified. Was justice served? Or had we fed the monster with the recognition he craved? For me, the hardest part isn't the murders themselves. It's knowing that men like Kemper don't disappear. They wait in silence, hiding in plain sight, wearing ordinary faces. A neighbor, a student, a friend. That's the cruelest trick of all. The monsters walk among us, and we may never know until it's too late. So I keep working. Every case I take, every criminal I chase, I remember the co-ed killer. His story is more than a nightmare from the past. It's a warning. Evil doesn't fade. It waits, it listens, it learns. And as long as it hides in the shadows, I will be there too, searching, watching, never forgetting.